We are live from Johnny's Ice House West in Chicago. This is DePaul Hockey on the DePaul Hockey Network, coming at you live on YouTube. My name is Chris Dubiel, welcoming you in to today's game as DePaul will go for the weekend sweep against St. Norbert after the Blue Demons kept their offensive firepower going with an 8-0 victory over the Green Knights last night. The teams have taken the ice, and we will get the starting lineups and national anthem in just a moment. It was a huge night for Michael Fortune. 4 goals last night, including his second hat trick of the season in just 3 games, as he paces the Demons with 8 goals in 3 games. And Max Hetman earned his second victory of the season and a shutout. Today it will be Kyle Teskowitz in goal for DePaul, as he is going to face off against Patrick Boyle for St. Norbert. Happy to have you along with us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, first day of fall. And it is well underway into hockey season. Our broadcast crew that will be helping bring you today's production is Bridget Ryan, Olivia Bender, and Ali Zizas. Once again, my name is Chris Dubiel. Bringing the action here this afternoon was ACHA D2 Tilt. Anthony Martirano announced as one of the starters. That line of Martirano, Taylor, and Michael Fortune was electric. Mentioned Fortune had the 4 goals. Anthony Martirano, he had a goal and 3 assists. So a 4-point night for Martirano. Taylor chipped in a goal, had a couple of helpers as well. And these guys will get a chance to start the game and keep their hot streak rolling. We'll step away for just a moment for the playing of the national anthem. So we are just about ready to go here at Johnny's West for Game 2 of the weekend series. St. Norbert coming into this one at 1-2. They split their opening weekend series at home against Michigan Tech with 5-3 loss and a 4-3 win. And then mentioned last night, it was all DePaul winning 8-0. DePaul is 3-0, and they have not scored fewer than 7 goals in each of their first 3 times out. A 9-1 win in the opener, and a 7-2 win in the second game of the season in the first weekend set with Louisville, and then it was an 8-0 win over these Green Knights last night. Kyle Teskowitz is in goal for the Blue Demons. Up front, it's Martirano, Taylor, and Fortune. And the starting defensive pair for DePaul, Louis DeJulio and Joe Aarons. Up front for St. Norbert, it is Hamillo, Yurkov, and Maluli, with Wessel and Kunz on defense. And Patrick Boyle gets the start in goal for St. Norbert. We are underway as here's Aarons putting it in front, and his centering pass couldn't connect. DePaul in their home black jerseys. Very sharp look with the Blue Demon logo on the front. St. Norbert, the SNC in green on their white jerseys with green and gold stripes. Both teams hitting the ice looking very sharp this afternoon. Puck is dumped in, skip to the front. Corralled there by DeJulio. DePaul trying to get it out. That's flipped past Wessel. And back to play it is Chase Castellet. Long flip pass. Stolen there by DeJulio. Got it up the ice to Martirano. Sends it across for Taylor. He shoots. He scores! Josh Taylor gets the early goal, snapping a wrister past Boyle. And it's an early 1-0 lead. It only took 51 seconds, and DePaul has the lead. They've scored first in all 4 games so far this season. They scored 3 times in the opening period and never looked back. It chipped off the glass and down. Chayka playing catch there with Seth Platt. Now here's Zork. He's got Zizas going to the net. A shot, stick save is made. Held in there by Jaeger Zimmerman. His shot is blocked there by Del Marcel. DePaul dumps it in. They'll go for a line change. Meanwhile, the Green Knights can get organized here on the breakout. Here's Gilbert. Oh, he goes cross ice. He didn't realize his mates were changing. But quickly they were able to corral the puck and get it out. Delosier left it there for Garrick Smith. He scored the game's opening goal last night. Now Eli Wonkel carries it in. Looking to center it. That one is picked off. Here's Yurkov with it. Sean Yurkov with a chip and chase to himself. He'll get to that puck. Put it in front. Pass didn't connect. Held in there by Carlson, but then quickly stolen away by Joe Aarons. Dropped it off to Kulikowski. This shot gets blocked. Now Pamillo, he's checked. Kulikowski gets to it, dropped it back. Wonko, long shot, stick save. Rebound to the corner, and Wessel's got it. He'll dribble it ahead. Then scooped up by Yurkov. He's got a man going to the net. Yurkov with a shot, and he missed the net, and it goes up and out of play. Whistle stopping play with 17:15 to go here in the opening period. DePaul leads 1-0 on Josh Taylor's goal, just 51 seconds into the game. And the draw will be out to the right of Kyle Teskowitz. Face-off is won by St. Norbert, but they battle for the puck, and DeJulio's got it for DePaul. Cross-ice pass. Oh, and Salvaggi lost an edge. Quickly battles back to tie up that puck. Verlinski trying to kick it out. He couldn't. Now back to the point. Wessel, a long shot. Just missed the net. Not by much, as his shot caught the glass. Salvaggi around the boards to DeJulio. He'll flip it down. Now Gilbert trying to dump it deep. DeJulio's got it again. He'll just hoist it high and down into the St. Norbert zone. Looks like he was short of center. Icing is the whistle here. St. Norbert trying to avoid a repeat of last night. They've given up the first goal, but able to answer back a little bit. It seemed like last night when DePaul got their first goal, the ice was tilted, and the Demons had a bevy of scoring chances, eventually scoring 2 more times in the first. It didn't really seem like St. Norbert could get much going. They've already got a little bit of possession going here in the first couple of shifts of the game. Here's a shot, Maluli, and it's kicked away by Teskowitz. St. Norbert, coached by former DePaul head coach Dan Wood. He's very familiar with this team and this rink and the coaching staff for DePaul. Sean Hammond was the assistant of Dan Wood and now has taken over head coaching duties in his second season with the Demons as the head coach, as that shot gets deflected up out of play. Face off out to the right of Teskowitz once again. Face off one, Del Marcel. A shot from Gilbert gets blocked, and Taylor will get it out. Bounce back to him, and then it was turned over to Del Marcel. Looking to drop it off. He got it to Tommy Soman. Soman from the corner. Tried to give it to Kunz. Little miscue there, and it gets back out. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. It'll be hoisted into the corner by DePaul. Shot up the boards. Chayka able to hold it in. Long shot. Knocked down with the glove from Kunz. Now Zimmerman out to the point. Platt put it to the middle. Backhand shot. Pad save. Another try. Another pad stop there by Boyle. Now Zimmerman to the middle. He shoots up. Blocker saved by Boyle. Aarons puts it right back into the zone after it was cleared as far as center by St. Norbert. They'll try to break it out here once again. Puck gets by Zizas. Zimmerman. Aarons now to Julio. We'll do a cross-corner dump in. Zork checked by Carlson. And St. Norbert gets it out of the zone. Here's Yurkov trying to get by Zizas. They collide. Wessel knocked down as he dumped the puck in. DePaul has it. Comes back the other way. Here's Zork. He shoots. That's blocked. Bouncing puck corralled by Maluli. Got some help from Yurkov. Slid it to Pamillo. Trying to give it back to Yurkov, but the pass is picked off. Back the other way. Luke Delozier gave it to Zork. Zork trying to get to the middle. Centered it. It rolled past Delozier. Then Smith tried a shot, but his was blocked. And DePaul has to regroup. It'll be dumped in. Koslet shot it up the boards. Picked up by Dylan Pamillo. Now Del Marcel tried to touch it past the defender. Couldn't get to his pass to himself. Oh, it is dumped in. And DePaul controls it. Chayka stumbled and lost the puck. Now it's Soman. Put it ahead for Gilbert. Pass eluded him. Puck bouncing all over the place, and then it's kicked into the DePaul bench. And out of play. 12:56 to go here in period one. DePaul leads 1-0 on the opening goal. 51 seconds in by Taylor. For Josh Taylor, that is his 5th of the season, and we're in game number 4. Del Marcel's got it. Brings it into DePaul zone. Good poke check there. As Platt knocked it away. Gave it to Luke Delozier. Now Chayka. Looking ahead. Sends it up ice. Nice pass for Smith. Fights off one check. Then his shot sailed wide. Maluli. Collision with Smith. Puck stays in the DePaul zone as Maluli and Smith battle in front of the net. Meanwhile, 4 players converge on the puck in the corner. DePaul comes away with it. Pass intended for Sawyer did not get through. Smith rolled it back to Chayka. He shoots. He scores! Marco Chayka. Long wrister from the point. Finds the back of the net. 2-0. Some really good pressure. Keeping the puck in deep by the forwards for DePaul. They work the puck low to high. Chayka just sees an open lane to shoot through with lots of traffic in front. Boyle, I'm sure, had a tough time seeing it. And just like that, 2-0 Blue Demons. Face-off win by St. Norbert. 11:45 to go here in period number 1. 2-0 DePaul. Turnover. Yurkov had it and lost it. And a nice hit by Quinn. Quinn Sawyer knocking down Carlson. A long shot here by Pepper is gloved by Boyle, and he holds on to it. Goal is announced as Chayka assisted by Smith. That's 8:05 of the second period. Face-off's going to be to the right of Boyle in the DePaul, in the St. Norbert zone. Face-off win by Verlinski. Here's a long shot. Aaron sent it wide. Verlinski tried to turn and shoot, but fanned on it. Maluli chasing after it. Poked it into the zone. Taken there by Pepper and spun it around to the far wall for Quinn Sawyer. Sawyer took the rookie lap at the start of the game. The freshman with his first appearance for DePaul on the season. Now Maluli tried to kick to his stick. Couldn't get a shot away. Now Aarons, pestered there by Yurkov, is able to get rid of the puck. Callan with a bank pass, and play was offside. 10:34 to go here in the first. Face off at center ice is won by Martirano. Taylor gets to the loose puck. Gave it to DeJulio, but it was stripped. Back the other way, Tommy Soman. Poke checked away. Nice play there by Edgar Dogala. It was one-on-one back the other way. Dogala, a good hustle to take the angle away and eliminate the threat. And Del Marcel knocked down. DeJulio keeps the puck in. Looking to get it to Taylor. Taylor fights off a check in the corner, still has it, gets help. Martirano, he shoots. That is blocked. Martirano got it back from Taylor. They got Fortune in front, trying to set him up. Backhand shot, and it's gobbled up by Boyle. He holds it with 9:30 to go here in the first. Face-off win there by Martirano. Long shot, Chayka into the glove of Boyle. And Michael Fortune crashing in front. And Boyle did a nice job to get out on top of the crease and watch that into his glove. This time St. Norbert wins the draw, and they're able to clear it out. Race to the puck. Here's Pomillo. Dylan Pomillo shoots, and it's right into the glove of Kyle Teskowitz, who holds. Face-off win there by Zizis. So we're back underway here, halfway through the first period. Zimmerman pestered there by Maluli, but he got it to Zizis, trying to get around Wessel. Puck in deep for Zimmerman. Zimmerman walking it to the middle, dropped it back. Here's a shot from Zork, deflected. Don't think it ever got on goal. A shot off the boards by Wessel. Not out. Good keep there at the line by Seth Platt. And then finally, St. Norbert able to clear the zone. They need to get a line change. DePaul trying to hurry it the other way. Here's Zimmerman leading the rush. Button hook at the line. Try to give it to Chayka. He finds it. Put it in front. What a save by Boyle on Zork. Great pass by Marco Chayka to set up Zork in front. And it was a point-blank save by Boyle. And DePaul is offside, trying to keep that play alive. And the whistle stops play with 8:13 to go in period one. DePaul leads 2-0. Off the draw, the puck just laid there at the dot. Both players missing the puck. You don't see that often on the face-off. Both players take a whack at the puck, and it just kind of lays there in the dot. And the Demons come away with it. Kuhn's chasing after the puck at the end boards. He's pestered by Delozier. Now Garrick Smith. He's checked, taken away by the Green Knights, but turned right back over to Kulikowski. His shot blocked. Smith trying to get a backhander off, but could not. Cleared the other way. It's on goal, so no icing. Fired back the other way. Here's Delozier. He'll shoot it in. Far side, it's Kulikowski. Dropped it back to DeJulio, who kicked it right back to A.J. Kulikowski. Now it's Yurkov taking the puck away. Sends it out of the zone, but stolen right back by DePaul. Delozier walks in, shoots. Oh, and that's fought off. Might have caught a piece of the post as he was trying to go high blocker. And then that puck eventually going out of play. Off the draw, Demons control. Salvaggi trying to center puck late in the crease before it was finally knocked out of there by the Green Knights. Will Maluli the other way. Maluli for Pomillo, and he tried to slip it in front. It was swept out of there by the goal stick of Teskowitz. Now Sawyer had his pass deflected. Yurkov stole it, shot it on net, and a save by Teskowitz. This is a tough stop after the puck was stolen out of there by Sean Yurkov. He had a nice look from the high slot, but Teskowitz was able to squeeze it between the blocker and the body. Face off to Paul's zone, won by St. Norbert, but it goes all the way back. Wessel's got to chase it down. Soman trying to squeeze past the couple. Pepper got it and put it ahead to Sawyer. Chips it past Kosla. Sawyer shoots, stick save, rebound is there. Pepper trying for it, and he's upended and pushed into the end boards. Whistle stops play. And everybody quickly separated. Looked like the net might have been knocked loose. Face-off is going to stay in the St. Norbert zone. Face-off won by Chaz Del Marcel. But the Green Knights can't get it out. Here's a chance for Sawyer in front. He wasn't able to get a shot away because he was well covered. Now Sawyer gets it. Looking for Pepper. The pass bounced. Soman back the other way. Backhand pass to the slot. Eludes everybody. Gilbert will play it back to the point. Carlson. His pass disrupted. And DePaul's got it. Could have an odd man rush the other way. It's led ahead for Aarons. He's got a step on the D. He shoots. And a save by Boyle. Got it with the stick and then squeezed it under the pads. As you don't usually see a defenseman getting loose on the odd man rush, but good recognition there from Joe Aarons, recognizing the play unfolding in front of him. He got a step on the defense, had a partial breakaway, but good save there by Boyle. Here's Martirano looking to center for Fortune. It just slides in on goal and covered up there by Boyle. After another face-off win by DePaul. Demons in the early part of this game, even if they're not winning face-offs cleanly, they're doing a good job battling for the 50-50 pucks and creating off of the boards. Green Knights bring it into the offensive zone. Shot from Maluli. Kick saved by Tuskowitz, and he finds the loose puck and covers. It's a pretty nice play from Pomillo to set up Maluli, who is looking to go far post with his shot. And that forced a good kick save there by Tuskowitz. Now Wessel knocked over by Fortune, but not out. Now DeJulio looking ahead with the long flip pass. Took a funny bounce off the boards. Here's Martirano in a load and a save by Boyle. Now back to the point. DeJulio, his shot gets blocked by Wessel. Loose in front for Fortune. Bad angle. Flipped it in front. Now rolls back to DeJulio. Back across Aarons to the middle. Martirano. Now DeJulio shot right into the glove of Boyle, and he holds. That whole sequence of events all started with a long flip pass. DeJulio was trying to get the puck to Michael Fortune up the ice. It took a weird bounce off the glass and went right to the middle of the ice, and Martirano was the first on it. But Patrick Boyle making a number of good stops to keep the score 2-0. Long wrister from Platt. Hit traffic in front, never got on goal. Now Del Marcel carrying it the other way. Del Marcel trying to drag it past the defense. But a good stick there by Chayka. Now here's Zork. Crisscrossing into the zone. Zork, his shot blocked by Kunz. Zimmerman there in support, dropped it back to Marco Chayka. Across, Platt shoots, and that deflects wide. Platt's got it again. Across to Chayka. He shoots one, deflected, rebound, and it's off the post from Zimmerman. Blue Demons stay on the attack. Good keep there from Platt, holding it in. Zimmerman dishes to Zizas. He shoots, and a glove save by Boyle. And he holds for the whistle with 3:41 to go here in the first period. Great chance for DePaul there. They had a lot of pressure on. Nice effort by all five guys on the ice. The forwards working hard down low, and the effort from the defense. Chayka and Platt doing a remarkable job of keeping the play alive at the line, really holding that line and not allowing an easy clear. Here's a giveaway off the draw. It's Pamillo in on the breakaway, fakes a shot, and a save by Teskowitz. Dylan Pamillo went with the head fake and the leg kick, tried to get the goalie down. He went forehand, backhand, tried to sweep it by him, but Teskowitz was with him all the way, and it remains 2-0. 3:32 to go here in the first. Off the draw, Pamillo swept it in front looking for Maluli, but the pass just barely missed him. Yurkov now squeezes to the middle. He shoots and he missed the target. Bounces in on goal. They score! It was a high shot off the glass by Yurkov. He shot it so hard that it caromed back to the goal. It looked like it bounced off the top of the crossbar, and then it was batted in by Pamillo. Teskowitz was asking about a high stick. The referees are going to talk it over, but it looked like the officials were confident that the puck was batted in below the crossbar. And it looks like this is going to be a goal for St. Norbert, as it should be Pamillo getting the first goal of the weekend here for St. Norbert. They had some good looks last night, but Max Hetman shut the door each time. And a point, that's a goal. So it is 2-1. As St. Norbert and Dylan Pamillo finding the back of the net at the 16:44 mark of the first. They cut the lead in half. So it is Pamillo from Yurkov to get the Green Knights on the board. Some discussion after that stoppage and play of where the draw should be. They're just going to do it at center ice. And DePaul wins the draw. Aaron's long shot. Martirano looking across to Aaron, settles the bouncing puck at the line. Then he dished it off. Now back to the point. DeJulio, long shot through a screen, and it's just fought off there by Boyle. Fortune was in front looking for the redirect. Maluli carries it out of his zone. Crosses the line and sends it across for Pamillo. And Callan held it in his long wrister, bounces wide. And DePaul able to clear the zone. Now puck taken away by Martirano. He's got Taylor going to the net. Taylor with a backhander. He scores! Josh Taylor has his second of the game. And it's 3-1 DePaul. A slick play by Anthony Martirano to create the turnover. Quickly turn the play the other way. And Martirano has a pair of assists on a pair of Taylor goals. And it's back to a 2-goal lead here for the home side. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first period. And here's Pepper. His shot. Missed the goal. Rolled up the boards. Platt kept it in. Now Selvaggi back to the point for Chayka. Send it across. Platt to the middle. Verlinski has shot deflected by Pepper and just missed the target. Now they battle away for the puck. It squirts free to the corner. Good play by Verlinski to get to it, but stolen away there by the Green Knights. They still can't get it out, though. Now another board battle. Pepper tried to center it, but Salvaggi was covered there. Cleared all the way down by St. Norbert, and that is an icing against the Green Knights. Clock stops with 1:04 to go here in period number 1. Lots of action. Josh Taylor with a pair of goals, and Marco Cheka with his second goal of the season. Those are the 3 goals for the Demons, and the Green Knights, they got on the board thanks to Dylan Pamillo. Final minute of play here in the first period. As DePaul controls the puck, Aarons moves it quickly up ice for Zork. He's checked, but it was able to get the puck deep. Carlson flips it up the glass. Zimmerman there to keep it in. Bouncing puck. Poked to the middle. And finally cleared out of there by St. Norbert. Icing is waved off as Aarons goes back for it. Zimmerman tipped it out. Dumped right back in for Joe Aarons. Long pass. Looking for Zork. Fighting through a check. Finds a man. 2-on-0. Here's the chance. The return feed in. Zizas peeled off. He thought Zimmerman was going to take the shot. Zimmerman wanted to return it. Now here's Zork. His pass picked off, and it's cleared out of there. Yurkov chasing after it. 3 seconds left. Sean Yurkov's got it. Running out of time, and he shoots it at the buzzer. Easy stick save by Tesquitz. Probably wouldn't have counted anyway. And that ends an eventful first period. The Blue Demons with a 3-1 lead as they head off. Recapping the scoring at the end of 20, it was Josh Taylor scoring at the 51-second mark of the period, assisted by Martirano and DeJulio. Then at 8:05, it was Cheka, assisted by Garrick Smith. Taylor scored his second of the game at 17:54. It was Taylor from Martirano. The only goal of the game so far for St. Norbert was at 16:44 of the first period. That was Dylan Pamillo, assisted by Sean Yurkov. So 3-1 the score after 20 minutes. And we will take a break and come back with your second period here on the DePaul Hockey Network. We're live here on the DePaul Hockey Network, getting ready to start the second period as the Blue Demons lead St. Norbert 3-1 after 20 minutes of play. Happy to have you along with us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I am Chris Dubiel bringing you today's broadcast alongside our great crew of Bridget Ryan, Olivia Bender, and Allie Zizas. We appreciate you tuning in. Great hockey game so far. Josh Taylor with a pair of goals. And Marco Cheka with the other goal for DePaul. Dylan Pomillo has the lone goal for St. Norbert, as it'll be the two top lines facing off to start the period as Martirano steps to center ice and wins the draw against Yurkov. And we're back underway. Yurkov able to sweep the puck in deep after it bounced away from the Demons. Bouncing puck held in at the line by Koselet, but then DePaul quickly got it out. Boyle sweeps it around to the corner, but Martirano's going to get to it first. Back to DeJulio. One-timer, stick save. Rebound loose. Kunz put it around the boards, but not past Fortune. Now, Aarons with a long shot, or with a long pass, was looking for Taylor. Taken away, and it's a chance for Maluli. He cuts in, shoots, and a big save by Teskowitz with the glove. Now a long shot deflects off the side of the goal. Yurkov, his shot, blocker to side. Yurkov gets it back. And then it's taken away by Aarons. DePaul under some pressure. Here's Pomillo with a steal. His centering pass picked off by DeJulio. And DePaul finally able to get it out. They could have an odd man rush. Oh, and the pass just missed Taylor a little bit ahead of him. Sends it back to Martirano, looking to center. That was blocked. Now Taylor's got it. Gave it to Platt. Walks and shoots. Oh, and he hit the whole net, but couldn't get it on target. Long shot. Oh, and it hit the post. DeJulio snapped the shot. Or actually, scratch that was Cheka, who had just got on for the changing DeJulio. And Marco Cheka almost had a second of the game. Rang that off the inside of the post. So we get right back to it with some high-event hockey. Both teams getting some good scoring chances in the first 2 minutes of the second period. Here's Cheka, banking it ahead to Zork. Tried to get the return feed, but Tommy Soman broke it up. Zizas around the boards for Zork. This pass stolen away by Wessel, who will do a cross-corner dump in. At the line, Soman put it deep for Will Maluli. Back to the point for Roland Callan. He had to settle a bouncing puck, so he just shot it in deep. Soman wins the battle and tried a stuff shot, and Teskowitz got it with the pad. Callan with a shot, hit traffic in front. Del Marcel with a backhander. Another try for Maluli after that stop by Teskowitz. Maluli couldn't get it on goal. Callan keeping the play alive for the Green Knights. Cheka had it stolen away by Chaz Del Marcel, but then his pass picked up by Zork. Zimmerman the other way, leading the rush 2-on-2. Zimmerman to the front, and a save by Boyle. Good power move there by Igor Zimmerman to lower the shoulder and turn the corner on the defenseman and walk right to the front of the net. Boyle had to make a good save there. And then in the aftermath, St. Norbert iced the puck. So the faceoff will come back into the Green Knights zone. 16:43 to go here in period 2. DePaul leads 3-1. And the draw won by the Green Knights. Maluli tried to lead it ahead for Soman, but out of his reach, it's going to be another icing whistle. So that St. Norbert line still stuck out there. They've had an extended shift and now back-to-back icings. DePaul changed their forwards right before that previous draw. It's the Smith line out there. Face-off is won by St. Norbert, and they get the puck out of the zone with the high flip. This one will not get the length for icing, so they hustle for a change. At least most of the Green Knights are able to get off. Long pass, tipped into the zone by Delozier, I should say. Smith, Kulikowski, his shot missed the net. Aarons will keep it in. Backhands to the middle. Kulikowski, shot deflected. And a chance there for Delozier, but he couldn't get it on net. Luke Delozier battling with Yurkov. Yurkov with a steal. Walks it in, trying to center. And I think Teskowitz was able to poke that away before they can turn that into a shot on goal. But DePaul ices the puck. And the draw will come back inside the Blue Demon zone. 15:41 to go here in the second period. Face off to the left of Teskowitz. And DePaul wins the draw. Scooped up there by Edgar Dugala. But a steal here by Pomillo. Walks to the front, and he couldn't tuck it home. The puck rolled off the heel of his blade as he was trying to make that backhand try. Now Maluli looking for a stuff try. He couldn't get it on goal. Garrick Smith lost the glove, has to go back to get it, but luckily for him, DePaul was able to clear the zone. Now a steal, Kulikowski looking for Delozier. Kulikowski frustrated with himself as he didn't make quite as crisp of a pass as he would have liked. Now they battle away in the corner. Sent up the boards to the far side. Verlinski battling for that puck. Hounding his man to get it. Now Kunz is pestered there by Delozier. Really good hard work, forechecking effort here by DePaul in the Green Knights zone. Here's a chance for Verlinski and a save by Boyle. Delozier made a nice play to set up Verlinski in front after they won the battle, but the goaltender Boyle with a nice stop. A long hoister will go the length for an icing against DePaul. $14:18 to go here in the second. Face-off win here by the Green Knights. Here's a shot that's blocked. Another try. And this time Del Marcel denied by Teskowitz, and he holds. And a couple of DePaul players down. There was a collision in front. Eli Wankel a little bit shaken up. And DeJulio looks in a bit of discomfort as well. Wankel's going to come off the ice favoring one leg. Hopefully he'll be all right. Now the face-off win by Verlinski, but a quick takeaway by the Green Knights. Wessel put it deep. A board battle in the corner of the DePaul zone. Back to the point, Wessel. He shoots one that's blocked, deflects, and scooped out of there. The Demons will break out of the zone. Pass bounced away from Verlinski, and Carlson took it and dumped it in. He was shy of center, so that will be icing against St. Norbert. St. Norbert, thus far in the game, playing a lot tighter defensively against DePaul. I don't think the forechecking efforts have been any less intense than they usually are from the Demons, but I think St. Norbert has been able to respond a little bit stronger so far this afternoon. This is a much different looking game than it was yesterday As DePaul, by this point of the game, had a 4-0 lead that quickly turned to 5-0. Obviously coasted to an 8-0 lead by the time the night was done, but thus far, St. Norbert putting up much more of a fight. Here's a shot. That one missed high as Taylor was looking for the hat trick. Puck is dumped in by Gilbert. After it is Pomillo. Battling with Platt. Platt backhanded up the boards, but not out. Pomillo looking to center. Maluli had it on his backhand. He still's got the puck. Looking for space. Maluli gave it to Yurkov. Fed it in front, and it's knocked out of there and out of the zone. Kunz has to hustle for it. He's chased after by Josh Taylor. Taylor knocked it loose. Fortune looking for the puck. Now Martirano with a shot. Saved by Boyle. Taylor's got it. Sent it back to the point. DeJulio, long shot into the glove and held by Patrick Boyle. Talked about that forechecking by DePaul. That was Taylor hassling the defenseman Jake Kunz. And just a little subtle poke at the puck, knocked it free, and that allowed Martirano to get to the loose puck and have a really good scoring chance. This time, after a faceoff win by St. Norbert, it's Soman sending it the other way into the DePaul zone. The Demons quickly on it and are able to break out. Here's Nick Zizas. Centered it, picked off by Chaz Delamarcel, and then he cleared it to center. That puck knocked into the DePaul bench by Aarons and out of play. Will take us to a stoppage at 11:48 to go here in the second. Here at Johnny's West in Chicago, just a few blocks away from the United Center. NHL training camps opened up on Thursday. The excitement for NHL hockey, the season looming. First day of fall. We got college hockey well underway. It is a great time to be a fan of this sport. D-to-D pass, Aarons to DeJulio. Long shot, gobbled up there by Boyle, and he gives no rebound. Be another O-zone draw here. Zizas will take the face-off here against Yurkov. And Yurkov able to win the face-off. It's lifted off the glass and down, and this will go all the way for another icing against St. Norbert. We got a scrum behind the play, as it was Wessel tangled up with Smith. Meanwhile, in the DePaul zone, it's Maluli sending it back to Callan. His shot gets blocked, and it's back out to center. Now Platt up the boards for Kulikowski. He'll dump it in. Seth Platt will be the first man to the puck. Platt battling with Callan. Got some help from A.J. Kulikowski. Now Delosier. Luke Delosier. Down low, Kulikowski. Sends it to the point. It's Chayka. Looks, shoots. That's blocked. Pomillo gave it up. Center, shot from a tight angle by Verlinski. Save is made by Boyle, and he had to pounce on that puck. Kulikowski was crashing the net, looking for that loose rebound, with Boyle able to cover up. And we are at just about the halfway point of this hockey game. 10:01 to go here in the second period. No scoring so far here in the middle frame. All 4 goals coming in the opening 20 minutes. Draws one here by DePaul. Oh, and an errant pass from Taylor. He was looking to sweep it back to the point. Out of the reach of Aarons. DeJulio is back to retrieve the puck. And here come the Blue Demons again. Aarons up to Taylor. Taylor sends it across. Broken up there by Kunz. Up ahead to Soman. Stolen away by DePaul. Then that pass off a skate. And that allows the Green Knights to clear it down. This will roll the length for icing. We get another stoppage in play with 9:23 to go. Faceoff will be to the left of the St. Norbert goaltender, Boyle. Martirano trying to push that puck to the front of the net. Rolled in on goal, but it was covered up by Boyle before Martirano could get to it. We'll do it all over again, but this time a new set of forwards comes over the boards for St. Norbert. Now Martirano will take the draw against Yurkov. Martirano wins the faceoff back to the point. DiGiulio takes the return pass shot. Rebound is loose. And they try to send it on goal. Boyle makes another save. And it's finally carried out of there by Sean Yurkov to Maluli. Gets by Taylor. Maluli, he shoots, save, rebound. Oh, and they couldn't tuck it home. Pomillo looked like he had a great chance to bury the rebound, but I think his stick was tied up. Good job by the Demons getting back. Now Fortune the other way. He shoots. He scores! On the counterattack, it's Michael Fortune. And DePaul adds to the lead. Make it 9 goals in 4 games for Fortune. He had 4 last night. Had a goal in the second game of the season, a hat trick in the opener, and now he's got one today to keep the streak alive. Just a torrid run here for number 34 of the Blue Demons. And not sure what happened at the end of the play, but Sean Hammond was very animated in talking to the officials, who then went over to the visiting bench. But that was a rather quick discussion. Now we're back underway, 4-1 DePaul, with less than 9 minutes to play here in the second period. We got a delayed penalty coming up against St. Norbert. Whistle sounds as they touch up. It is going to be a roughing call. And I think it's going to be Mick Gilbert going to the box. Product of St. Ignatius College Prep. Blue Demons were 2 for 2 last night on the power play, and they killed their only shorthanded situation, so they were perfect on special teams last night. They go to work again here on the power play here in the second period. They win the draw. Quick puck movement. Here's Taylor walking, shooting. Oh, that's off the mask of Boyle. Made the save. St. Norbert can't clear cross-ice pass. Here's the shot. Oh, and that was blocked. Kunz got in front of that one. DePaul able to keep the offensive pressure on. Aarons looking to Martirano, then Taylor to the middle, Kulikowski. Back to Taylor, now Martirano, he scores! It's a tap-in! Tic-tac-toe passing by the Demons, and they quickly execute on the power play and make it 5-1. I have a feeling we're going to see this a lot on the score sheets this season. 11 from 13, 13 from 11. As it has been the top line of Martirano, Taylor, and Fortune just putting on a show in these first 4 games, particularly last night and tonight. Kulikowski's going to get an assist on that as well. Kulikowski was the man in the middle and the high slot on the power play. Some really good quick puck movement by DePaul. Not a lot of standing around and looking and waiting for something to develop. They're creating the space by moving the puck quickly. And they got St. Norbert on the run in a hurry, and they were able to cash in on that power play. Now DePaul trying to go back on the attack again. Here's Zork trying to drop pass, but fanned on it, taken away by Pomillo. Led it ahead to Yurkov. He is run into hard by Aarons, but Yurkov able to shrug him off. What a collision there. And now a 2-on-1 here for DePaul. Delayed call against St. Norbert. Fired wide by Zimmerman. And then it's touched by St. Norbert. Whistle sounds. We're going to have the penalty call here. And I think it's going to be Yurkov going off. 6:53 to go here in the second period. Man, the game it's already 5-1. A 2-minute roughing minor against Yurkov. DePaul has just scored a power play goal, and St. Norbert on the verge of having this one run away from them here about midway through the game. 5-1 hockey game with 6:53 to go here in the second. DePaul going to their second power play. They're 1-for-1 so far. Here's Zork, walks, shoots, and a save. Oh, quick whistle. And then Boyle able to pounce on the loose puck quickly anyway. .643 to go here in period 2. Face-off win by Zizas. Now Zimmerman walks to the middle, shoots, he scores! Jaeger Zimmerman with the power play goal. Excellent puck control through traffic in the middle of the ice and just buries a wrister. 6-1 Blue Demons. And for Zimmerman, that's his third of the season. He's now got a 3-game goal scoring streak. And it looks like a timeout has been called here by Dan Wood, who is very animated on the St. Norbert bench. If I had to guess, what he's trying to drive home to his players is to stay focused and not chase the hits, not get overly frustrated and take selfish penalties. That is a head coach who is red in the face and not happy with what has transpired here in this second period, as a 3-1 score is quickly turned into a 6-1 blowout lead here for DePaul. The Demons have scored now 3 times here in period number 2. 3 goals in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds for DePaul. So this is all developed very quickly. And St. Norbert's got to find a way to stop the bleeding. Here's a turnover. Chance for Zizas. He scores! Steal and score for Nick Zizas. 7-1. And that's a pair of goals in 18 seconds. Second of the season for Zizas. And now, in their 4th straight game, DePaul has scored at least 7 goals. Absolutely unheard of video game type numbers. Now another turnover. Here's Sawyer. He shoots. He missed the net. Quinn Sawyer dropped it back to the point to Julio. He's tried to send it across. It's picked up by Soman. Tommy Soman on a breakaway. He's in. Fanned on the shot. Still rolled in on goal. And Teskowitz got it with the stick. And then was a little bit unsure of where that puck went, but he squeezed it between the pads. Just a weird looking play between the turnover and then the fanned shooting attempt. But a whistle stops play with 5:39 to go here in the second period. This one's gotten a little bit out of hand. DePaul leading 7-1. Wessel chases after it. Off the draw. Now he'll carry it in. Wessel shoots. Missed the target. Now Roland Callan, his shot off the skate of Seth Platt. Platt tried to reverse it around the boards, but it was taken away by Pomillo. Long shot deflects in on goal. Teskowitz made a blocker save. And somehow that one super balled its way to the net. Long shot, Wessel never got through. Yurkov has it. Turning at the circle, Sean Yurkov back to Callan. He fans on it, and it rolled by 2, and now Maluli picks it up, gave it to Yurkov. Shoots off of the glove of Teskowitz. He made the save. Pressure kept on here by the Green Knights. Wessel. Now Maluli. Down low, Yurkov. We got a scrum away from the puck as Wessel and Sawyer were tied up. DePaul finally able to clear it back to center. Wessel takes a shot at Sawyer. And we will continue to play on. Referees not putting the arms up. Here's Taylor into the zone. Fights off a check. Trying to slip it in front for Fortune. It's chased to the corner. Then Fortune's pass picked off. Green Knights having all kinds of problems getting it out. Here's Aarons pouncing on a loose puck. He fires a shot, and it's into the glove of Boyle, and he holds. With 3:57 to go in the second period, DePaul leads 7-1. It's just been frantic action the last couple of shifts. And the officials having a discussion. I'm not sure what this is about. I wonder if they're talking about the little kerfluffle between Wessel and Sawyer that went without any penalties being called. They took a couple of good shots at each other before finally separating and getting back into the play. And this whistle came as a result of a slap shot that was saved and frozen. So I'm not sure what the officials exactly are discussing. Now we're going to have them go over to the benches. This faceoff will be in the St. Norbert zone to the left of their goal. So now Sean Hammond, after he gets his explanation, Dan Wood will get one as well from the referees. This is the situation where it gets really challenging for the officials. It's a 7-1 hockey game. The second game of a 2-game weekend series between the same two teams. Emotions are going to run high. Frustration will almost inevitably set in for the team that's on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And you just got to keep things calm. And you don't want it to boil over into fights and cheap shots and all of that. We get back underway here. Pass across looking for Aaron's was DeJulio, just out of his reach. Now it's taken away here by St. Norbert. Pass jumped away from Soman. Now Gilbert chopped it to Soman, looking back to Gilbert, but it's stolen away. Good read by Louis DeJulio. Taylor was pass, hit a skate. He was looking for, I believe he's looking for Fortune cross ice. Demons changing. Green Knights get it out. Here's Tommy Soman trying to drag it to the middle. Scooped up there by Gilbert. His shot on goal stopped by Teskowitz. Now Anthony Martirano back the other way. Tried a one-on-one move to deke it past Kosalat, but didn't get by him. Martirano with it again to Taylor. One-timer. What a save made by Boyle. That was hammered on goal by Taylor from a prime scoring area, but Boyle was there with the blocker. Under 3 minutes to go here in the second. Kulikowski will dump it into the zone. Carlson over to Kosalat. Long pass deflected by Platt. Since it's off Platt, this is not icing. Now a steal. Pomillo to Maluli. Couldn't get his shot away. Then Delosier got it out. Smith trying to get it away from Yurkov. He's tripped up, but we will play on. Now Kulikowski. Oh, he's hit hard, and it's going to be a penalty as it looked like Wessel might have gotten the leg out, and he's going to go to the box. Luckily, it looks like AJ Kulikowski is okay, as that looked dangerous, but Kulikowski quickly back up to his skates, and this is going to be a penalty against the Green Knights. And it will be Wessel to the box. It is a kneeing penalty called on Luke Wessel. DePaul wants a misconduct tacked onto that. Not sure if it was for the slam door or they felt it was a blatant enough knee to warrant more than 2 minutes, but either way, power play here for the Blue Demons, who have cashed in on 4 straight power plays this weekend. 2 for 2 yesterday, 2 for 2 today. Here's their third try. Taylor with it at the point. Aarons to the middle. One-timer. And chopping it wide was Zizas. Now Taylor to Aarons. Back to Taylor. Walks in. Shoots one. Saved by Boyle. It's not going to get out as Aarons kept it at the line. Taylor holds. Shoots. Through a screen. And Boyle makes the save with the glove. Fortune was there looking for a tip. And then searching for the rebound. But Boyle did not give him one. 1:36 to go here in the second period. $1.25 left on the power play here for the Demons. Martirano wins the draw. Taylor's got it. Sends it across to Aarons. He shoots it. That's blocks. Martirano's got it now. Back to Aarons, left circle. Over to Taylor. He walks. He shoots. That's blocked by a kneeling Pamillo. Taylor's got it back. Taylor out to Zizas. He shoots. That's blocked. Pamillo with another one. Fortune chipping it along the boards. Taylor quickly dishes to Aarons. He shoots. Tipped on goal. Save. Rebound and another save made by Boyle. Couple of great saves by the Green Knights goaltender on this DePaul power play. 1:03 to go. Off the draw. Demons control it once more. Here's Zork. He shoots. That's blocked. Zork will get it back as it was turned over to him. Now to Julio. Surveys the ice. Gets it back. Gave it to Zork. Back to DeJulio. Open man at the circle. Zimmerman. And he kind of got under that puck a little bit. Wasn't the hardest one-time shot. Puck gets out. DePaul has to regroup. 30 seconds left in the second period. Zimmerman. In over the line. Jaeger Zimmerman. He's got a goal in this game. Holds. Gives to DeJulio. 20 seconds left in the period. Final seconds ticking down on the power play. Smith centered for Kulikowski. Bounced away from him. And St. Norbert has killed off the penalty. 9 seconds to go in the period. Here's Zork. He's hit hard by Wessel with a hip and shoulder check. DePaul keeping the puck in the zone, but they're going to run out of time as the period ends. The horn sounds, and it is 7-1 after 2. DePaul adding to their lead with a couple of power play goals sandwiched in between goals by Michael Fortune with his team leading 9th of the season. And next, Zizas. He got on the scoreboard for his second of the year. And it is 7-1 after 2. So at 11:10, it was Fortune with his 9th. Then at 12:06 on the power play, it was Martirano from Taylor and Kulikowski. DePaul would score a second power play goal at 13:25. That was Jaeger Zimmerman with his third of the season. And then less than 20 seconds later, at the 13:47 mark of the period, it was Nick Zizas with a steal and score unassisted goal. Zizas' second of the season. And it is 7-1 at the end of the second period. We'll take a break and bring it back for the third. You're watching DePaul Hockey live on the DePaul Hockey Network. Players have made their way back out onto the ice as we are just about ready to go for the third period. Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. Thank you for tuning in. DePaul 20 minutes away from making it 4 straight victories to start the season. And they have remarkably scored at least 7 goals in all 4 games so far this season. Just an incredibly hot start filling the net for the Demons to start off the 25-26 campaign. Taylor's got a pair of goals and an assist today. Marco Cheka, Jaeger Zimmerman, Nick Zizas, and Michael Fortune all finding the back of the net as well. The Demons are 2 for 3 on the power play. Lone goal of the game for St. Norbert was scored by Dylan Pamillo. We are underway here in the third. Pamillo stripped of the puck by Justin Verlinski. He'll chip it into the zone. Taken back there by Castellet, who gets it out. Aarons across to his partner, DeJulio. Saucer pass caught there by Sawyer. Quinn Sawyer through the legs of the defenseman, but he couldn't chase down the puck before Boyle covered it up. Face off in the St. Norbert zone. Draws one by the Green Knights. They can't get it out, though, as Aarons was able to keep the puck in as it was dribbling towards him. Now he takes a long shot, kicked out of there by Boyle. Selvaggi trying to center it. That was blocked off there by Wessel, and he clears. Now Carlson ahead for Gilbert, jumped away from him. Carlson's got it again. He'll just dump it in from center. And icing. Carlson was maybe a foot shy of center ice. He threw his head back in frustration, as that one was very much a letter of the law icing call. And in a game like this, now the referees are talking it over. I wonder if they're going to move this faceoff outside the zone. But what I was going to say, in a game like this, the officials, rightly or wrongly, may be looking to keep the play going and blow the whistle a little bit less. I know this isn't your 11 o'clock beer league game on a weeknight, but sometimes when you get into these situations, you look for a little bit more flow of the play. DePaul wins the draw. Here's Wonkel at the point. Fanned on the shot. Taken away here by Tommy Soman. Soman into the zone. He shoots. Oh, and that's fought off there by Teskowitz. Looked like it was going to miss on the short side, but I think Teskowitz got a piece of it with his arm. Now Garrick Smith. Through center. He'll chip and chase. Getting to his own dump in. Shoots it. He scores! Garrick Smith. What a great individual effort to take it out of his own zone, skate it up the boards, chip it to himself, win the race, and muscle his way to the net and bury a goal. It's 8-1. Just a minute 43 into the third period, and DePaul has their 8th of the night. It's now a 16-goal weekend for the Demons. Now, here's another try, and that one Shoveled up high by Martirano. Long wrister, steered away by Boyle. There's an injured player behind the St. Norbert net. And meanwhile, DePaul scores. They tack onto the lead. It's Michael Fortune with his second of the game. Shaken up there was Noah Kircher, who I've been misidentifying earlier in this game. He's wearing the number 15 jersey of Jake Kunz, but that's actually Noah Kircher. And he was knocked down behind the net and in pain, talking to his coach right now. He's staying on the bench. Looks like he's catching his breath a little bit. Looks like, fortunately, we should be all right. But meanwhile, DePaul has added a little bit of insult to injury, making it 9-1. And Michael Fortune, his second of the game and 10th of the season here in game number 4. And DePaul has a total of 33 goals so far in their first 4 games. Off the draw, dumped in by St. Norbert. Chayka leading the rush, gets the center, and he'll dump it in. Puck to the corner. Battled for there. Taylor fighting for that puck. Taylor getting another assist on that most recent goal by Fortune. So Taylor has a pair of goals and a pair of assists in today's game. Edgar Dagila had the secondary assist on that goal by Fortune. Good to see him get on the score sheet. Here's Yurkov with a shot. Glove save there by Teskowitz. No rebound. They'll hold it with 16:43 to go here in the third period. Faceoff will be to his left here in the DePaul zone. Corner battle, Maluli and DiGiulio. Then the puck swatted around to the far side. Pomillo will keep it and put it in deep for Maluli, who's bumped off the puck by Louis DiGiulio. Blue Demons get it out to center. Pomillo is checked. Now Callan shoots it in. Aarons, long pass, knocked down there by Kircher. Good to see him right back on the ice after he was shaken up on his last shift. Kircher has it pinned to the boards with his skate. Trying to get it deep. They still kick away at the puck, and DePaul comes up with it. Zork lobbed it ahead. Here's Zimmerman. Zimmerman cutting in to the net, and a save by Boyle. Then Zimmerman trying to center. That's blocked off. Then they knock him to the ice. Comes back to the point. Platt keeps it in. Zimmerman lost it and runs into Kircher. Zork trying to corral it. Bouncing puck at neutral ice. Finds Zimmerman again. Gave it to Aarons. Back to Zimmerman. Trying to fight through a couple of Green Knight defensemen. Finally, they took it away from him. Bank pass ahead to Soman. Tommy Soman trying to drag it past Platt, but Platt denied him. .50-50 puck bouncing through neutral ice. Finally picked up by Wessel, who curls back with it. Wessel peeling away from Verlinski, sends it across to Del Marcello to bat that out of midair. Platt back to get it. Tried to backhand it along the boards, taken away. Del Marcel, centering pass. What a save made there by Teskowitz on the one-timer by Gilbert. Now the other way, it's Sawyer. He's got Pepper going to the goal. Quinn Sawyer as it's stolen by Kasselat. And Kasselat leads the rush the other way. Kasoman couldn't handle the pass, but Kasselat's there to pick it up. Gave it to Carlson. Kick to the stick. Trying to get it in deep. Verlinski will get to it first. And DePaul will get themselves organized here for the breakout. Lobbed ahead to Sawyer. Carries it in. Sawyer around one, and then he just lost it. He got by the defender, but put the puck a little bit too far ahead of him, and it was covered up by the goaltender. "14 minutes to play. Face-off one here by the Green Knights. It's Wessel. He's quickly under pressure from Smith. Wessel reversing the puck and throwing it off the boards and down. Wankel trying the high flip, but that catches the rafters and the puck out of play. Face-off will be in the neutral zone just outside DePaul territory. And off the draw, Green Knights able to control Maluli, muscling his way into the zone. It's quickly cleared out of there. Wessel with the dump in. Yurkov had a stick lifted by DeJulio. Puck turned up the boards, but not out. Callan long shot. That one never got through. DeJulio with it. Rolling it ahead. Good forechecking pressure here by the Green Knights, but then it's cleared past Callan and out. They're going to have to regroup. 6 minutes complete here in the third period. Little miscue there. One-timer Salvaggi off the boards. He just missed the net. Now DeJulio looking to center. Broken up there. Good play by Callan. DePaul was trying to set up Garrick Smith there. Centering pass. Cut off by DeJulio. Now Salvaggi able to settle the puck in his own zone. Smith leads it ahead to A.J. Kulikowski. Kulikowski put it in front. Oh, and that skipped by everybody. Salvaggi tried to chip it home, but couldn't stick a fork into it. Now Kasselat with a shot. Stick save is made by Teskowitz, and he directs that up into the protective netting out of play. Stoppage at 12:02 to go here in the third. 9-1 DePaul. Matching their season high from the opener when they beat Louisville 9-1. Off the draw, rolls right on goal. Teskowitz covering it up, and the little faux windmill just for giggles. And they'll do it again. Maluli with the shot, deflects wide. Pomillo to Maluli, kicks to the stick. Good snapshot. Teskowitz with a great glove save. He holds once again. This time the draw moves out to the right of the goaltender, Kyle Teskowitz. Face-off is won by the Blue Demons. Platt up ahead. This pass jumped out of the reach of Delosier, but Delosier gets the puck back and carries it ahead into the offensive zone. Turns to the middle. Here's the shot. What a save by Boyle on Verlinski. A nice job there by Luke Delosier to turn and hit the late man in the slot, Justin Verlinski, right between the hash marks. Had a good shot on goal, but Boyle made one of the better saves he's had tonight. And you got to tip your cap to both goaltenders for St. Norbert as they have faced an absolute onslaught, but have continued to hang in there and make big saves in what is a tough challenge in this high-powered DePaul offense. Here's a shot. Save is made. Rebound is loose as Taylor was looking for the hat trick. Josh Taylor, left circle to Fortune, back to Taylor. Taylor trying to get around Wessel. He'll carry it in behind the net. Aarons gave it back to Taylor. Little backhand pass to Platt. Across. Centering. It's now Taylor to Aarons. Dropped back to an area. Platt chased it down. Got it to Taylor. Now Fortune. Now Taylor. Forced wide there by Wessel. It's back to the point to Aarons. Taylor back to Aarons. Platt. His pass to Flexo, and that goes out of play. It was nearly a souvenir for the people in the bleachers here up on the balcony. Got out of play. That's some sustained pressure there by DePaul. They were passing it around a lot. Everybody on the ice touching the puck before finally one of the Green Knights got into the passing lane and knocked it out of play. Here's the draw. DePaul controls. Here's Wonka with a long shot, missing the goal. Zork was looking for the redirect, but couldn't get a stick on it. Now it's Dylan Pamillo. Tried a drop pass, but his teammate was too far behind. Now Maluli with a chance and a save made by Teskowitz, who holds. 10-10 to go here, third period. 9-1 DePaul. Draws one by St. Norbert. Maluli carries it behind the goal. Trying to get away from Marco Cheka, who chases him. Puck goes back to the point. Callan shot, tipped wide by Yurkov. Board battle. Dug out of there. Here's a chance. Maluli is denied by Teskowitz. Good save. Now Zizas the other way. He gets around Kircher. Zizas, backhander. Oh, and that's off the defender. And stopped there by Boyle. Cleared into the DePaul zone. Eli Wankel's got it. Long pass up ice. Zimmerman ahead to Zork. He shoots. And a save by Boyle, who holds. Clock is stopped with 9:17 to go here in the third. Smith to take the draw in the Green Knight zone. He wins it. Long shot gets blocked. Smith able to strip the puck away from Kosela. Now here's Kulikowski with Smith going to the net. A diving block there by Wessel. Nice defensive effort. DePaul keeps on the attack. Garrick Smith trying to get by Del Marcel. Smith fighting to the middle. Could never get a shot away. Now a turn shot by Delosier is blockered away by Boyle. Now a redirect by Smith goes just wide of the cage. DePaul keeping the pressure on once again. Long shot, tipped on goal and a save. Good stop there by Boyle. Smith. Or Dugala. Smith, slap shot. Save made. Rebound is swept in behind the cage. Four players battle for the puck. There's a big scrum in behind the net. Demons come away with it, and then a turnover as it's picked off by Tommy Solman. And he carries it the other way. He'll just take a long shot. And Teskowitz will tee it up for his defenseman to come back and get it. Smith through center. It's checked, and now Maluli's got it. Maluli, he's in. Shot gets blocked by Platt. Seth Platt, very good with the active stick in the D zone, not allowing a lot of one-on-one shots against. Verlinski trying to bull his way to the net. Had it roll away from him in on goal, and it's covered in the crease by Boyle. Off the draw, it's chopped to the point. DeJulio keeps it in the zone. His long shot flutters wide. 7.5 to go here in the third. Yurkov able to skewer it ahead. Got it back from Pomillo. Yurkov with a shot. That is gloved and handled easily there by Tuskowitz, who elects to hold it. Looked like he thought about playing it, but sometimes if you don't catch it completely cleanly, the goaltender will just decide, nah, it's better off just hanging on to it, because you don't want to try to drop it to your teammate and then it get caught in the gear or it roll down to your feet where it's hard to cover back up. So Tuskowitz just playing it safe there. Off the draw, DePaul able to quickly break out of the zone. DeJulio around a check of Carlson. He's got Sawyer in front, and it's put just wide. Now, a centering pass for Salvaggi didn't get to him. Boards rattle as the players battle on the near side wall. Sawyer comes up with the puck, and it was knocked away from him. DePaul still keeps it in. Here's Salvaggi. He shoots, and it sailed wide. Wankel will, he misplayed it trying to keep it in. Well, Soman tried to shoot it deep, took a weird bounce off the partition of the glass. Now Wankel will motor ahead. Eli Wankel driving wide, will pull up at the corner, looking for some support. His pass gets picked off by Maluli. Will Maluli over the line. He shoots, and it's right into the glove of Tuskowitz, and it was a pretty quick whistle. He wanted to play it, but the play blown dead. 6:07 to go here in the third period. Off the draw. Shot from Pomillo, and Tuskowitz makes a save. Off the glass. It's going to be chased down by Taylor for the hat trick. He scores! Josh Taylor completes the hat trick. And it's a 10 spot for DePaul, making it their season high for goals in a game. It was a simple chip off the glass that just rolled all the way down the ice. And Josh Taylor just beat everybody to the puck. A slick deke for the goal. And they asked for that puck. That'll go into the collection there. The hat trick goal for Josh Taylor. Little less than 6 minutes to go in this one. 10-1 DePaul. Here's Zimmerman. Chayka gets the assist. Nice game for Marco Chayka with a goal and an assist today. Puck is iced by DePaul. We're down to 5:20 to play here in the third. Looking ahead here for both teams, St. Norbert, they won't have to sit on these two games for very long. They get right back to work on Wednesday night for a home tilt against MSOE. So a good chance to get right back to action and try to get back in the win column. And then after that, they have a home and home with Marquette next weekend. Meanwhile, for DePaul, they'll have a home and home with Concordia next weekend. Here's a chance in front there. Zimmerman missed with his backhander. DePaul hacking away. And Zizas put it just wide. And their next two series for the Demons will actually be home and homes. It'll be Concordia next weekend, and then October 3rd and 4th is a set with Roosevelt. Long, clear, knocked down by Platt in the neutral zone. Zizas will shoot it in deep, and the Demons will complete a line change. Wessel's got it for St. Norbert, lobs it down the ice. Soman 2-on-2 with Maluli. Shoots, stick save by Teskowitz. At the point, Koslet shot, steered aside Teskowitz. Eli Wonkel picked it up. And he got some help from Cheka. And the Demons break out of the zone. Pepper led it ahead to Selvaggi. Pass was a little bit airborne. Tough to corral for Selvaggi, but he's fighting for it along the boards. Nice play. Delosier to get it deep after that scrum. Here's a chance in front for Pepper, and it just rolled on him. Backhand shot is blocked away. And St. Norbert moves the other way. Koslet checked. Soman's there in support, trying to get around the defense. Poke check. Knocks that free by Kyle Teskowitz, alertly killing that play. Pepper had it stolen away by Yurkov. Yurkov trying to get it out. Selvaggi took it away from him. Cheka long shot. That's blocked. Well, now Roland Callan will reverse it and rim it out. Edgar Dogala into the zone. He's bumped off the puck. Now Maluli back the other way with speed down the right wing. Maluli tried a shot. That's once again Seth Platt not even allowing the shot there. Good body positioning, good stick there by Platt. Long dump in on goal, handled by Teskowitz, looking to play it. They'll sweep it along to the defense. Good quick breakout here for the Demons. Smith will just turn and put it in on goal. Puck is played. Now here is Pomillo trying to get around Dogala. Up the boards. Wessel will keep it in. Long wrister, deflected off a stick, and that will go out of play. Down to 1:42 remaining in this one. Here's the draw. One by Smith. Wonkel's got it to Kulikowski, and then on to Smith. Play disrupted there by Chaz Del Marcel. Now, loose puck picked up by Sawyer to Kulikowski, who eludes a check, but St. Norbert takes the puck away, back the other way. Here's Soman trying to center. Del Marcel, Corral shoots, and he missed the net. Held in there by Wessel. Wessel, the shot, hit his own man in front. And now Smith able to pick that off and hoist it to center. Quinn Sawyer, 1-against-2. He'll try to get around Carlson, trying to muscle through him, but Wessel's there to take the puck away as we are under a minute to go here at Johnny's West. Edgar Dugala shoots. And it was deflected up high. Bouncing puck. Maluli. Will Maluli cutting to the middle. He shoots one and he put it up too high into the netting, out of play. 29.7 seconds left. DePaul just seconds away from their 4th straight victory. All 4 wins will come on home ice before they turn their attention to the next matchup next weekend. Long shot off the draw by Carlson, gobbled up by Teskowitz. Here's the draw. Off the draw. Maluli with a shot. It got through Teskowitz after he made the save, but didn't get across the line. DePaul quickly clears it out all the way down, but not far enough for icing. Carlson hassled there by Pepper. Final seconds tick down as Koselet gets to it. And that's going to do it. DePaul completing the weekend sweep. They've won their 4th straight. A 10-1 victory for the Blue Demons. Highlighted by the hat trick by Josh Taylor. Michael Fortune chipped in a couple of goals to give him 10 on the season. The Blue Demons struck twice on the power play. And just another all-around dominant effort as Kyle Teskowitz earns his 2nd victory in goal to start the season. So to recap the scoring in the first period, it was Taylor scoring 51 seconds in, assisted by Martirano and DeJulio. Second goal of the game was Marco Cheka, assisted by Smith. Then it was Taylor from Martirano again to make it 3-zip. Scratch that to make it 3-1. That was after Dylan Pomillo scored, assisted by Sean Yurkov. That was a lone goal that the Green Knights would score. Then in the second period, it was Michael Fortune unassisted. Then a couple of power play goals, Martirano from Kulikowski and Taylor. And then a Jaeger Zimmerman unassisted power play goal. And then a Nick Zizas unassisted goal to cap off the scoring in the second period. And then in the third, it was Garrick Smith scoring. Then Michael Fortune with his 2nd of the game, assisted by Taylor and Dugala. And then Taylor completing the hat trick, assisted by Cheka. And that is all 10 DePaul goals. Once again, final score, 10-1. DePaul will shift their attention to Concordia next weekend. They'll play their first road game on Friday night, and then they'll be back here on Saturday to face those same Concordia squad. And that will be our next broadcast next Saturday afternoon. Before we say goodbye, I got to acknowledge our great crew tonight who brought us this broadcast: Bridget Ryan, Olivia Bender, and Ali Zizas. My name is Chris Dubiel, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time right here on the DePaul Hockey Network.